It was dark and I had just finished my last shift at the police department. I visited my father at the hospital who suffers from liver failure. We've been on the waiting list for years now. Dr. Peppersmith told us that we'd be receiving a new liver transplant soon, but it seemed yet to come. I made the decision to ask his doctor myself why we hadn't received the liver as promised. It would be a long 1 hour trip before I reached Dr. Peppersmith's house in the woods. A small house marked the place where she lived. I walked up and knocked.
Welcome. Do come in, it's very chilly tonight. I have a nice meat pie waiting for you. Peppersmith's specialty.
No, thank you, man. I came here strictly to ask you about the statue of my father's donor. Where is the liver you promised?
Oh, don't worry about it, dear. Have some meat pie first. I made it specifically for you with a bit of my secret ingredient.
It would be rude to refuse such an offer from a kind lady like Dr. Peppersmith. I took a bite of the pie she had made for me. To my surprise, it tasted awful. I quickly gulped my tea, but the taste would still not go away.
What's wrong, dear? Did you not enjoy the pie I made for you?
No, Dr. Peppersmith. The pie was fine. It just tastes different from most pie I've eaten. May I ask, what is the secret ingredient?
You know I can't tell you that, Sally. It's called my special ingredient for a reason.
I poked around my slice of pie and noticed something. There was a fingernail in the pie crust. Whose fingernail could this be?
My dear, what's with that look on your face? You seem worried.
Oh no, everything's fine. May I use your washroom?
As I walked to the bathroom, I noticed odd portraits of human organs on the walls. Dr. Peppersmith must be interested in this type of stuff. After all, she is a surgeon. Suddenly, I smelled something burning from the kitchen. I decided to investigate. Mrs. Peppersmith had a weak sense of smell, so I thought she might need someone to remind her of the burning food before something caught on fire.
Doctor, is there something burning?
I turned off the oven to make sure nothing burned. I noticed she had 3 fridges in her kitchen. How odd, I thought. Doesn't she live alone? The smell from her fridges reminded me of the time I'd left pork out and it became moldy and sour. I opened the door of one of the fridges. It was brimming, from top to bottom, with bloody, human organs.
Oh dear, it seems like you saw something you shouldn't have seen. My secret ingredient. Forgive me for this, Sally.
A series of surgical lights glared down at me as I groggily opened my eyes. I was laying flat on my back on a surgical chair. There were 2 thick ropes tying my hands down to the chair. I tried to stay calm. If I was going to die, I might as well die fighting for it. Looking around, I saw a scalpel laying on the table about 2 arm lengths away from me. It was too far to reach. I had to try to move the surgical chair I was on to get to the scalpel. Looking around again, I saw an IV pole near my bed. Perfect! I reached forward and grabbed it, dragging myself across the room to the scalpel. Shoot! She's coming!
Oh, Sally! What is that noise? You aren't trying to leave, are you?
In a nick of time, I had freed myself and jumped up, stabbing her in the right eye. I leapt away and sprinted towards the window. It was open! I flung myself out of the house and practically face-planted on the earth.
I'll find you and I'll rip you from limb to limb. It's the last thing I'll ever do!
Those were the last words I ever heard from Dr. Peppersmith. Afterwards, I contacted the police and had them search the house for all the missing organs. A total of 59 organs were uncovered. Additionally, there were evidence of human fingers in the meat pie I had eaten. Sadly, my father never made it and died before he could get his liver. I still grieve his unfair and untimely death. To this day, Dr. Peppersmith's whereabouts are unknown. I suspect she is biding her time and waiting for an opportunity to kill me. Before she does that, I will find her and bring her to justice for the lives she had ruined.